From his first 4 small crops, he was the #2 sire in North America and Europe on apex figures, splitting Galileo and Warfront. He just looks the part. He exudes class. He looks like Northern Dancer. I mean, it's impossible to get better than that. When you know a horse is this good, you have to be able to push the chips out on the table and to play that hand. He's a superstar.
Hi everybody and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and let's take a look at Saturday's Spa Baby race, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 5 with race number 7. 6.5 furlongs on the main track. This is a maiden special weight for 2-year-olds. Our friends at Spendthrift, represented by the #1 cost basis by their top stallion, Into Mischief. And we'll start with cost basis. This one's trained by Chad Brown, sold for $220,000 as a short yearling. We know Into Mischief excels with just about every type of runner, 15% with juvenile debuters, and there is some sprintability in this family.
Yeah, there really is. The Dam was a winning dirt sprinter. You get some grade 1 dirt ability and dirt sprint ability in the female family. I mean, I'm looking at Into Mischief over an Orientate mare, and all I see there is speed, speed, speed. And this one's going to need it drawn on the rail for his debut.
Does it worry you that this horse has been working at Monmouth? Do you feel that maybe Chad is kind of tipping it off, that this is one of the B strings, hasn't been up here at Saratoga? Or does Chad have so many horses he has to put them somewhere?
Well, I think it could really be a bit of both. You know, when I look at that, I do kind of wonder why the horse is it with the main string at Saratoga. But, you know, looking at these works, it looks like the horse has been working quite well. So I think it could be a bit of both.
The #2 is Eagles Palace. This horse certainly bred to get some distance. $150,000 yearling by Belmont Stakes winner Malice. A lot of route ability on the bottom of this family. Thought this horse got his feet wet in his career debut for Bill Mott, who usually doesn't crank him up first time out. He got some experience. He got some dirt kicked in his face. And once he got to the outside, he rallied late. I think he'll be cranked up better this time around.
I think he should as well, considering Bill Mott's usual pattern with his 2-year-olds. I'm still not convinced that this one doesn't still want to go farther. That being said, I don't think he disgraced himself at all in that maiden, which was won by the well-regarded Basin, with another horse I like quite a bit, Lucky Curlin, also on the board. And I think Eagles Palace will take a step forward the second time out.
Formulator fact for Bill Mott. Past 2 years, 2-year-old second-time starters, maiden special weight dirt sprints at the Spa, 3 for 9, 463 ROI. We move on to the 3 American Butterfly from the first crop of Triple Crown winner American Pharoah. This horse made his debut in the Basin race. Really didn't do much running that day. A $390,000 buyback, but we know Wayne Lucas likes to give his horses a race or two. Maybe this horse has a little bit of a future on the turf.
That was my first impression. The American Pharoahs, of course, have done very well on the turf. He already has a couple of group stakes horses over in Europe. You see Warfront as the broodmare sire. You know, I do think that this one, a surface change might be in the future, has come back with a couple of bullet works since that debut.
Nicole, something tells me the 4 Candy Tycoon's going to take a lot of money for Todd Pletcher and Jose Ortiz. This is a half-brother to Sutton's Smile. Grade 1 stakes placed in the Starlet as a 2-year-old. $170,000 April 2-year-old in training purchase. Blitzed a quarter mile in 21-1. Precocious sire. Sprint pedigree. Big workout.
Yeah, and again, for some notes on that big recent workout, I'll encourage our listeners, as always, to take a look at the Clocker reports put together by Mike Walsh and team at Saratoga. Such a valuable resource. Candy Tycoon is one of Todd Pletcher's better regarded 2-year-olds. The sire Twirling Candy is just on fire right now, and speed top and bottom. And I think this horse is well drawn, not too far inside, not too far outside, gives him a little bit of a margin for error there.
Unprecedented has a nice mixture of the pedigree by Breeders' Cup Classic winner Bayern. The Dam was very precocious, a stakes place sprinter as a 2-year-old. Some class in the family. One of the source's workmates ran very well earlier this meet as a debut runner for John Kimmel. This horse has a shot.
Yeah, coming off a bullet work, and Byron was a graded winner around 1 turn in his own right. This is first crop, and he's throwing some nice physicals.
The 6 Irish Mias is the horse to beat, earned the 80 Beyer par for this level in the career debut and ran very well for Graham Motion. Broke 2 lengths slow, made a very sharp inside move on the turn, angled outside, and it took the only experienced horse in the race, another Miracle, who's stakes bound to beat him. This horse looks like the horse to beat.
Yeah, I still would like to see this one going longer. I still think he could run on the turf, but that was a nice effort on debut behind another Miracle who does go in Friday's Skidmore, so keep an eye out and see how that one flatters Irish Mias.
I wonder if the 7 Excession wants a little bit more ground. This is a $150,000 yearling by Belmont Stakes winner Union Rags, and the Dam was a Grade 1 stakes-placed dirt router. This horse just did not break well in his debut, way behind the 8-ball early, and really had no chance, Nicole. Steve Asmussen excels second time out, but I just have a feeling this horse wants 2 turns.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of routability in that female family. That's where the class is there. That being said, the Asmussen barn, as you noted, is on fire with these 2-year-olds at this meet. Sent out Gozilla just recently, one of the most impressive native winners at the meet. And
here's the formulator fact for Asmussen. Past 5 years, 2-year-old second-time starters, maiden specials at Saratoga, sprinting on the dirt, 52%. Remarkable $4 ROI. African Heritage is the number 8, $75,000 weanling, bought back for $95,000 in March. Cairo Prince is improving with his 2-year-old first-time starters, and there's a big name in this family, the Dam a Half to the noted stallion Harlan's Holiday.
Yeah, and the whole Harlan's Holiday line throws juvenile ability with leading juvenile sire Into Mischief, Golden Sense, and others. That being said, Cairo Prince still a relatively low percentage from his debut starters, but then finished among the leading freshman sires last year. That tells me that they need a couple of starts before they're at their best. And
this trainer usually gives them a couple of starts. Here's the formulator fact for African Heritage. Past 5 years, 2-year-old debut runners, maiden special dirt sprints, 0 for 25. Completing the field is the number 9, Feisty Bird. And if you think distance, you think Feisty Bird, son of the great classic stallion Curlin. The Dam one routing on synthetic, and all she is a half to Belmont Stakes winner Birdstone and Kentucky Oaks winner Birdtown. I'm sure they'd love a nice late run and a stretch out at Belmont.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking here. Ian Wilkes likes to take his time with these horses, and this one from the estate of the late, great Mary Lou Whitney. I'm sure they would be very happy with a nice late running effort and then look ahead to bigger things. This pedigree is class all the way through.
We kick off the late pick 5 on Alabama Saturday with race number 7. Who do you like?
You know what? I really do think Irish Mias is the horse to beat. Again, I would like to see this one going longer still, but that was a nice effort on debut. Adding blinkers should sharpen him up even more. I will look to see what another Miracle does on Friday and if he flatters him. And just with the way the barns are, I can't Candy Tycoon for Todd Fletcher or Excession for Steve Asmussen.
I think Candy Tycoon can run a little bit. He's going to be my top pick, even though I really respect your top selection, Irish Mias. The Dam, of course, a half to Irish War Cry. Cost basis for Chad Brown, maybe I'll use underneath along with the John Kimmel firster, unprecedented. 4-6-1-5 for me. Kicking off the late pick 5 on Alabama Saturday. It's Spa Babies. It's presented by Spendthrift, the Breeders' Farm.